Yesterday we talked about some things to look out for within the upcoming week for Black Ops 4, because this week is admittedly going to be dominated by a lot of things regarding E3, and in that is going to be a lot of content regarding Black Ops 4. And like we said, it started all yesterday with Dan Bunting and David Vonderhaar's interview with Jeff Keighley to kick off E3 over on the YouTube live stream. But that said, a lot of this stuff once again is going to be focused on Black Ops 4 this week, but that doesn't mean the world stops moving, or at least the Call of Duty world, because there is still a lot of stuff to do and still some things to look out for, especially this week in Call of Duty World War II. As you guys know, we're still in the Attack of the Undead event, which still goes for another week after this week in particular, and there's still some cool stuff to look forward to that I think you guys will enjoy. So in this video, we're gonna be taking a look at 8 different things that you can look out for this upcoming week. So let's jump into it. First things first, the big one to know is that week 2 of the Attack of the Undead event is coming to a close. Today is presumably the last day for Horde Point, though Infected did stay, so who knows, maybe Horde Point also is gonna stay and be moved into the party game modes, or also on that new main menu UI in which we now will have access to Infected, Horde Point, and then Relic of the Undead, which will be added in. And we'll talk about that in just a second, but it might be the last day for Horde Point, so if that's the case, well, get your games in now as you still can. Unfortunately, it is at the time no longer double XP as it was on the weekend, so it was a great way to rank up and play out a bunch of different matches while ultimately helping you get as far as possible in multiplayer progression. So hopefully you guys took advantage of that. If you guys did not though, don't fret, there's still a lot of stuff we'll talk about in this video that will give you the opportunity to rank up faster throughout the week, but that is essentially what we're going to be seeing as the main crossover between the other things, changing on a more major scale in terms of week 2 for the Attack of the Undead event. Now, number 2 up on this list though is, again, like we mentioned, Relic of the Undead is coming tomorrow. A brand new game mode within Call of Duty World War II. It's a lot of fun. We got to debut it once again over on the channel. Whenever we went out to Sledgehammer and streamed the new update, we got to play around in-house with some developer kits in which we played that game mode. It's a ton of fun, and if you play the objective, it'll really reward you, because if you hold the Relic long enough, you get a ton of score towards not only your streaks, but your XP as well. So this is going to be another great mode to rank up in, very similar to how Horde Point was in the sense that you can get score galore throughout this game mode. So it's a lot of fun, very similar to that of Gridiron in the sense that the Relic carrier has no weapon. They do have that Relic in their hand, they get some extra armor and all that, but again, it gives you XP for holding it gives you score for holding the Relic, so definitely encourages you to play the more objective. And the only real difference between this and Gridiron is that you don't have to try and score goals, you just hold on to it. A big game at keep away, essentially. But seriously, it's a ton of fun. I definitely recommend trying it out for yourself when it drops tomorrow as of the weekly refresh to kick off week 3 of the Attack of the Undead event. But moving along a little bit further, talking about those weekly refreshes, let's talk about the new weekly orders, because presumably there's going to be one for another Undead bribe, and that may actually potentially mean that we see the continuation of the special orders as well that we saw from the past week. Now, we saw the last few had the rotation of the Undead bribes for 35 games completed. I'm on my second passive one. I'm not sure if they're resetting every single day or anything like that, but it is something that, at least in my case, they crossed over, so you may be able to just complete 35 matches after 35 matches and keep grinding out Undead bribes. But we may see that change, however, because again, there is some stuff that will be refreshing once we get that week 3 calendar given to us on the official Call of Duty website. But as it stands right now, the first 2 weeks were kind of just all in this sense, so maybe we get a new special order, maybe not. But weekly orders, again, one's going to probably feature that of an Undead bribe 2 for regular supply drops, and then maybe we end up seeing that rotation out from the uniform bribe as well. We'll see in time with that one. The next thing up on the list though is that of a new weapon contract, and this is the first time in, I think maybe ever, that we actually know going into the next week what the next weapon contract will be. Now, Sledgehammer detailed that in the blog post as of Friday, in which we got a heads up that since it's really all about Black Ops 4 at E3 this week, it's gonna be a relatively quiet week in terms of updates for World War II, so they gave us a little bit to look out for in the terms of what's going to be in this week and also a little bit of next week. So they gave us the MG81 as the weapon contract in the Quartermaster that we can look out for, once again dropping tomorrow. So if you guys do not have the MG81, definitely suggest getting it, because it is a powerhouse of a weapon, a lot of fun to use, and it's probably going to be relatively cheap as well, probably about 5,000 armory credits for an hour challenge, maybe say a certain amount of kills, a certain amount of headshots, maybe multi-kills, but again, it's all relatively simple in the grand scheme of things. So you should be able to get this if you want to go for it, and definitely recommend it because it is one of my probably underrated weapons. I know it didn't really make the list that we talked about here on the channel, but I digress. Still a ton of fun to use, so if you don't have the weapon, definitely go for it here at this weapon contract. Now, the next thing up on the list is that of the midweek mobilization, because we are going to see this continuation of the same trend the past 2 weeks that we saw. Firstly, it was party up double XP and Horde Point, and this week it is going to keep that going, in which it is party up double XP for Relic of the Undead, which again is a tremendous amount of fun, this game mode, so I think you guys will enjoy that. That starts on Wednesday, and that'll go for that 24-hour period from Wednesday 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to Thursday 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But if you're feeling like grinding out some games and some levels and you want to share some laughs with your friends, this is a great way to do it. I'm telling you, this game mode is a ton of fun, and I think you guys will enjoy it. So take advantage of this if you guys can, but if you cannot, again, it only lasts one day, so you won't really miss out on it too much. But if you can't make it out for that weekend warfare, and maybe say you're a solo player or you're just busy or something, don't worry too much, because there is going to be another weekend warfare as well for this entire weekend. This is going to be something that starts on Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and goes until Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time as well. But keeping that trend once again going in the focus of this week's main game mode, Relic of the Undead is going to be a triple-double in that playlist. So you get double XP, double weapon XP, and double division XP as well. So you get the whole spread of everything that you can rank up all in one game mode. And again, it's all in good fun, and it's definitely a way that you can end up ranking up whatever it may be. There's certainly a lot of time that you can elongate the games to the sense where it'll last closer to domination. You can do it where you want to go and breeze through games. You can do that as well. So there's just a lot of different ways you can play it, and a lot of different angles you can rank up your character or your weapon, whatever it may be you're trying to go for. But it's definitely something that you'll have a lot of fun with. That's going to be this weekend warfare. But if you're looking to play any of the other game modes as well, don't fret, because as of not this weekend, but the entire week after, you're going to have all 3 playlists live and active, in which it's going to be bonus XP across all of them. So if that's something you're also looking forward to playing Infected and maybe getting some double XP on that as well, or some Horde Point again, and you want to get some more XP, again, that's going to be next week. So that's something that you can look forward to in the near future, but not necessarily this week. So keep that in mind, but this week is going to be focused around Relic. Next thing up that I want to talk about is that of the Community Challenge. Now, it very may well already have happened, because I am pre-recording this so I can travel out to LA and E3, but as it stands right now, as of either today, tomorrow, or maybe at the latest Wednesday, we'll end up seeing that we do complete the Community Challenge for Attack of the Undead. That's going to be where we complete the 2 billion zombies killed mark within that. So at the time, we'll have had a calling card, a weapon charm, the Tesla gun in multiplayer, 2 zombies camos, of special helmets, and then that leaves us with 1 final tier and 1 reward left out of the entirety of the event. So it's something that we are very close, and again, potentially even already finished at this point, but tiers 1 through 4 are already completed, 5 is all that remains, very, very close, and what we get for that is the ability to turn our emblems actually into usable weapon charms. Now, this is something that is very cool, I think, in the sense that it'll be nice to customize that little bit more than what we already had, but it's actually already in the game, just locked up. So how this is going to work is, in my guess, is you can take a look at the individual item in the charms themselves in that selection menu, but I'm guessing it would just press whatever your emblem is to that little plated charm, and then say if you end up changing your emblem as well, it'll change on the charm too. So it's probably just going to pull from that standard emblem you have already in your customization, and if you have any more that you swap out, it might just reapply that then to the weapon charm. So that's something that will be very cool to see. It'll be that final, once again, tier. One of the biggest things that honestly I'd love is those zombies camos in multiplayer, but I guess that's not gonna happen, but one can dream. So regardless though, at the very latest, I see us completing that by Wednesday, but again, as of right now, it may have already happened, or it's right there on the cusp, because when I checked as of recording this yesterday from when you guys are watching this, it was about 0.2 billion away from completion entirely. So we're pretty close. One cool thing also to note is that what we have right now, so say the Tesla gun, that's the only thing that's not gonna stay after the event ends. So we're gonna have a lot more time to still play with this. We still have about 2 weeks almost, essentially, to play around with it this entire week, and then the entire next week as well to finish up the event. That's when we'll be seeing the Tesla gun still in those zombies modes, but afterwards that'll go away. But everything else, the camos, the charms, and the calling card, those will stay in the game as well afterwards. So don't worry if you're really enjoying one of those, they're not going anywhere. But moving us over into the last thing, this may not interest a lot of people, but it is something that I think we should take advantage of, assuming that it does happen. This week, CWL Anaheim is going on, which is another professional Call of Duty tournament and relegated event for the actual World League. But with that, we usually end up seeing a special order right around Sunday. I think that's the only day that it's ever happened before. I don't think it's happened on Saturday, but for Championship Sunday, we usually end up in Major Howard's getting a special order order that gives us a supply drop and some social score simply for watching content in the theater, which literally means going in, entering the theater, and then backing out immediately. It'll track it like that. So it's literally a free supply drop and social score, but we don't know if that'll happen. My guess is that it will, so stick around for that. Make sure you grab that if it does actually happen. My guess is maybe 500 social score, because we have once again seen that increase in social score to 250 to what it was previously of just 25. But make sure if that is around, you take advantage of it, because they don't come around all that often. But that said, that is 8 things here within Call of Duty World War II that, even given a huge week of Black Ops 4 content, we still got some stuff to look forward to within this game. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to this kind of stuff. Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. Is there anything in particular out of this you guys are really looking forward to? Is there something I missed that you guys are looking forward to? Whatever it may be, feel free to let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure you drop a like down below. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding Call of Duty World War II, and make sure you hit that bell icon as well. Notifications have been a little dodgy, so if you guys don't want to miss anything here, make sure you hit that bell icon as well as subscribe so you get the best of all things Call of Duty World War II and Black Ops 4. If you guys want to follow me over on Twitter as well, that's the best place to get character nuts out of YouTube. Practically live on Twitter. So if you guys want to just have a casual conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, feel free to. That link is down there in the description below. And also, if you guys want to follow me over on Instagram as well, getting a little more active over there and posting some pictures of the travels that I'm having between E3 and a couple other things that I got going on in life, that link is as well in the description below. So that said and out of the way, hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you all so much for watching. Mine has been Espresso. Take care and peace.